it's overpowering kind of thing. But when it comes to like shower soaps and stuff, like we have a oatmeal soap. And I've had a good solid bitch about this before because they changed the recipe to have less oatmeal. And we have the oatmeal soap because it helps soothe my partner's skin. And I don't mind it for the exfoliating aspect of it. Not that it really does much, but like when it used to have more chunks of oatmeal in it, it used to be a bit more scrubby, and I used to like that. But like it's really mild smelling, so like I've normally gone for like unscented stuff. But yeah, any kind of hand soaps and stuff. I'm not a big fan of having fragrant, smelly hands from products. I'd rather have like a nullified, like low to no scent soap, just because like the amount that I use, it ends up being overpowering. I'm curious how Jane's going. She's right. I'm also waiting for Lasagna to make this call and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. When it comes to like stuff like that, I know there are a few products out there that are probably edible because they're made from like food safe grade products and stuff, but when it clearly says it's not, oh, you can get a red one. Nice. When it clearly says that it's not like edible or food safe, don't put those things in your mouth, you know? I could buy gold, but I don't have a lot of money. You do have a liver and a lung, and I do desperately need a liver and a lung. I could also do some bionics. I actually don't need that jaw. Unless I'm not selling them, am I? No. That's selling. Cool. I don't really need skill trainers. Like, there's people in my group that could do skills, but they'll get it with enough time. Bit of patience will get us there. We don't need any drugs. Could do some medicine, advanced components. I'd like to get some nutrimine. Now, the only way this is probably going to work is if I throw a shit ton of animals at them. And rightly, I could definitely do that. I don't super want to throw out all my panthers. I have got like... most of these are meat animals. This is like 14,000 in trade. Hold up a second. Where's the bottom of this thing? I'm going to say I don't need the... I want that. I wasn't going to take any gold. But this is still quite a lot. This is going to be an interesting figure out how to bargain this trade because I want a lot of stuff and I can't afford a lot of stuff. I have to like dial back what I want versus what I need. Like I could go mine for that, but the problem is if I could just sell it to them. If they were just interested in food, beyond packaged survival meals. I mean, I could give them that. It's just that we've been trying to make food. If they were only interested in wood, I could give them so much fucking wood. Nobody take that out of context. I know what I said. I have got like 80 sheep. Maybe we give them some sheep. A lot of my sheep are like really heavily pregnant. So we'll see how we go with this. Don't you keck at me. Fucking hell. Sheeps. Not getting the guinea pigs, I'm breeding those. Maybe the yaks. I could sell them like all the males, basically, but it's not going to take us down 6,000. I'm going to lose like basically all of my baby animals, but none of my baby animals were trained, so I don't care too much. I could get rid of a fuck ton of chickens because they're not going to give me much in the way of meat. I'm going to lose 1 round of all their animals to get like some fucking metal supplies and shit. I think that's okay. Hold on. What's we got? I don't want to lose everything to this. Male and female. Have I got more male yaks? Hold up. Yeah, I do. I got baby yaks. Oh, we're getting pretty fucking close. Let's not get... No, I don't want the donkey. You'll get auto-slaughtered. I want to keep the adult males because I can't replace those. And I could probably get rid of a couple of panthers. This will change the dynamic of food in my colony for a bit. I don't know if that's a baby. I guess maybe it's not because it's all the way up here, right? Where's my foals? get rid of the cows. There we go. There's the money. Alright. I might just take that. Also, oh, I was going to say, I'm like, I don't have a lynx. No, apparently they have a lynx. Alright, I'll just take this as it is. I could take something else from down here. We're just not going to. I could sell them statue. They'll give us a little bit of extra money. This will actually give us a little bit of money to work with. We'll have a long liver, an arm, a leg. Where is it dropping? Is it here? Or is it going down here? Okay, it's still coming down here. So I did put the orbital trade beacon outside and it doesn't matter. It's still going to go down to this one. So, alright, first things first. Get the lungs into storage. And then I'll get somebody else down here for something else. Because I've got people that need lungs and stuff. I'm going to install it in all the people that need it first. Like my main 21 people. Before I put it in anybody else. It's honestly not the best trade-off of what I did. Because I still set back like our auto-slaughter quantity of animals and stuff. I did just remove like a fuck ton of animals immediately. So we're going to get a huge crop. Which means we're going to have a lot of vegetarian food soon, which is not the worst, but could have been better. Can I get you to haul the medicine? I have to get a few people down here, like Joyce. Yeah. I'll grab a couple people like Shadow. Shadow, your armor's black and red now, by the way. Chairman's coming down for that. Nobody's hauling the leg. Joyce is coming down. Allie's already hauling something. Salinus is hauling something already. Armadillo's coming down. Yeah, your guy's looking pretty slick. So he's got 15 on shooting. He's got 15 on animals, 10 on intellectual. He's been doing a fair bit. I see you howling, wagging happily. Viking. Crook's around here somewhere. Viken's crook in this, like literally Arctic Wolf in here. I'm pretty sure the Arctic Wolf is still good. But yeah, you got a bionic leg and you got a frostbite scar, so you're doing mostly pretty okay. Your manipulation is like down a little bit, but it's the only thing that's down. So I think you've been doing pretty good. Hey Doug, can I get you to pull that? So we're all black myself, now branching into dark greens and browns. You know, forest colors. Oh, yeah. Very earthy tones kind of stuff. German's coming down for that. Human's coming down for that. I know the Thrombo car's coming, but it's fine. Ah, there's more stuff here. Yeah, no, I sort of get that. That's kind of very interesting that, like, you know, just to wear all black. Because, like, I essentially just wear all black all the time. So... like, it's been that way since, I'm not sure, probably like really early 20s at least, late teens maybe, kind of stuff. Earthy tones, yeah, I guess I'm a person grounded in reality. Yeah, there's something to be said for like the colors and stuff that you're drawn to and whatever. I'm not too deep into like the color theories and stuff, but I do know that there is some like substance there with like supposedly like what colors people like and like how they dress themselves and how like they color their space and stuff like that. Like I don't know. I remember reading some fucking feng shui book thing that also explained how like colors and certain placements of your house and stuff, like I don't go too deep with that, but I do find it fascinating. So I always like to like read stuff like this just because I find it interesting. Like I personally don't know how much I believe it, but at the same time, like I don't know, usually if you read information on like, you know, whatever your favorite color is and stuff like that, it's usually kind of accurate. At least what I've found seems pretty accurate. Like, I would say that at least since about 18, I probably have been wearing mostly solid black since then. Like, just all my wardrobe, all my bedding, stuff like that. Like, all my shit is like basically just solid black. Obviously furniture and stuff isn't. My furniture is just a mishmash of whatever I've got whenever I've got it. Although the more recent stuff is generally darker and whatever. But like even my tiles, my house are black. They're very pretty. But yeah, I've been like that for ages. I don't have a lot of color. Like, there's a few colors I like that look good on me and I enjoy wearing them. But I don't see them in stores very often, or I don't see them on flattering items of clothing. So I just don't get them, sort of thing. Like, at the moment, there's a really nice kind of plummy purple sort of style of clothing out at the moment. And I quite like it. It's a shade that looks really nice on me. So I've been trying to get, as I can, like small items here and there with the view that like I'm going to wear them for like the next decade anyway. But it's nice to have like a tiny splash of color. And I think like I got a long sleeved shirt and I've been wearing it more as like a jumper, honestly. Just like a shirt on top of a shirt kind of thing. And yeah, it's super comfortable, but it's a really, really nice color. And if I wanted to put makeup on, it would go with my makeup choices as well, because I go for like purples when I do makeup. Scan underground uranium. That should be in base. Here somewhere. No worries, Bubba. So I tend to be drawn to navy blue. Something about the color makes for a nice presentation. Yeah. Well, it's a very like clean cut color kind of thing, you know. I personally, like, no offense to navy blue, but I can't stand it. I had like a decade of like school uniforms and shit like that were like blue, and I really hated it. Then I went to a job that didn't have a uniform, and then they implemented a uniform in the exact same fucking colors as my school uniform, and I hated it. I hated it so much because it's like a shade that just doesn't work on me. It's not flattering. It makes me look very, very pale. So I'm not a big fan. But it's one of those ones where it looks so smart on other people. I just don't have the like right tones for it and shit. Like red looks really great. And purple looks really great on me. And of course I like black, but I'm used to how I look in black in general. So it's generically very pale. But it's not in like a bad way kind of thing. It's just that instead of my clothes being the attention, it's like my face and body and stuff are the attention, because the black doesn't give much, you know. You're confused and wondering because, yeah, no, mate, those are double doors, mate. Your reason for not liking navy blue is the same reason I avoid purple. My school uniform was purple. Yeah. Actually, the funniest thing is I had one school uniform item that I wore since like year 7 to 10. Because we bought it oversized when I was in 7, and it was way undersized in year 10. And it faded like a bitch. It was almost pink by the time I graduated, which was funny because I got in so much trouble for it, but it was a school standard uniform outfit. And I'm like, I can't help it if your shit's not color flashed for like this amount of years, you know? But yeah, I remember by the time I graduated with that one, I hated that fucking outfit because it was so short, because I'd grown so much. It was tight and it was short by the time I was in my last year. And my parents are just like, yeah, no, I don't want to shell out for another uniform for like your last year. And I'm like, thanks, this isn't awkward. I can't go upstairs, you know. Oh, there's Crook. The same blue for me, and also my school uniforms were blue, but never made the connection. Made sense, as in like, oh yeah, no, blue for you. Yeah, I don't know. Like my primary school was maroon. Australia's, specifically Queensland's, very maroon geared color-wise. It's a pretty big thing here, right? So I don't hate maroon. Like, I don't have any clothes in that color. I don't really see any non-sports branded gear in that color, but I don't hate it. And it was basically the same kind of style of clothing as my high school. It's just way more saturated in the navy colors, you know. I guess it was more so to do with like the age that I was when I had to wear it. That's how I sort of see it. School uniforms making us instinctively avoid certain colors. Well, the thing is, I went to school with girls that were like, you know, loved the color and loved the fact that their uniform was that color, and were excited that they got to wear their favorite color every day. And I'm like, I could only imagine like getting to wear something that you actually enjoyed like dressing in, and it just being a mandatory thing and being cool with it. It's such a weird concept to me, you know? I just hated the uniform. I hated how the clothes sat. I hated how the clothes were cut and designed. I hated the shade on me. And the fabric was like really, really heavy as well, which in summer for Australia is horrible. And in winter, it was never warm enough, which was ridiculous. So yeah, I had a lot of gripe with it. Some people think school is cool too. I don't talk to those people. Yeah, no, I had a really large group of friends in high school, and a lot of them were really, really smart girls. They were doing like high school and university coursework in like pre-10 and stuff. So like they were very, very smart, and they just enjoyed like the social aspect, and they enjoyed that they were good at what they did and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Beyond school, I don't recall them enjoying what they did. One of them just perpetually went on to study. Like, that was kind of what she just did for life, is like a researcher, because it's what she enjoyed, and she just didn't enjoy social interactions and shit. And I don't know if she ever, like, did anything with it. I just know that she just went on to perpetually loop studying. But, the other one, I know she got like a job, and she was just so dissatisfied because it was nothing like school, and she really enjoyed school. I need somebody to buy my shit, I'll tell you that much. Whereas like I hated school, and I was life skills smart, like real world stuff smart, but not academically smart. And yeah, I was already working before I graduated high school anyway, so I kind of knew what I was getting into and what the like outside school was going to be like. So yeah, I wasn't too stressed by like all the, I don't know, humdrum shit that goes on in schools, because I'm like, it won't matter in like X amount of time, because I'll be gone, and then I'll be in this other world for the rest of my life and shit. And I understood the other world better. I have some water, hold on. I don't know. Either way, feels like it's like a fuck ton of time ago. Fucking shut up. I just hydrated, fam. I will hydrate again. Hold on. I am sitting up pretty straight. I'm gonna admit, I have been like sitting pretty good. I will stretch. Thank you. I think I dislike school too a lot. Looking back, I'm glad I went there because I still have friends from there to this very day. But yeah, school wasn't always fun for me. Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy that you've got like still friends and stuff from it, because like some of the friends you make in high school and stuff like that are some of the like seriously deepest friendships that you can have with people, and making friends beyond high school is very challenging for like a lot of people. It's just like, it's difficulty setting high kind of thing, you know? Unless like you have like a lot of hobbies and stuff like that, in which case you naturally just make friends with like people that have similar interests with you and stuff, in which case that's not as bad. But then that's also sometimes fleeting to whether or not they enjoy the hobbies and whether or not you can be friends with them outside of that and stuff. But like, I didn't really enjoy school. I didn't really enjoy like really any part of school. like we got to choose what classes we did and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, like I like science, and I liked like some of my computer courses and stuff, but I always just felt like the teachers just weren't very inspiring to listen to or be taught by and stuff. So it just felt very wasted and stuff. And of course, being an all-girls school, I make friends with guys a lot easier than I make friends with girls. And I don't find the friendships I have with girls to be as like genuine as the friends that I make with guys. So being in an environment where like everybody's kind of like two-faced, hostile, and bitchy, and I'm trying to like just be real and just be like a normal person and stuff, it's very unappreciated kind of way of having friends and stuff. I'm not friends with any of the people I went to school with, not even friends with any of the people I grew up with. But I'm also not the same person. Well, internally I'm the same person I always was, but I'm externally that person now. So like they never would have been friends with me as the person I am now versus like the person I was that they were friends with. I don't think they're having a party, but I got a lot of people in here doing a recreation, which is kind of nice to see, you know, which is so true. I haven't made any new friends since I left school. That was 10 years ago. Most people make friends with their partner's group of friends or their co-workers, and like that's usually where the circle of friends goes, kind of thing. So if you break up with the partner, you might lose that circle of friends. If you leave that job, or if those people leave that job, you lose those circle of friends and stuff like that. That's usually how shit is as an adult. But then, like I said, if you got hobbies and stuff like that, obviously you can have a mixed bag of different people you can be social with in different ways and stuff. So it all just depends and stuff. I made a new friend because my therapist told me he's got a guy visiting him and thinks we make good friends. The best friend was found through my therapist, which is hilarious to me. I mean, I don't have any issue with that. Like, I don't know. I had a pretty good therapist at one point, and they were also taking care of my doctor as well as me. And my doctor's like pretty good person and stuff, but I'm like, I wasn't exactly about to go be friends with them like outside of their professions and stuff, even though like the therapist, we got along like super well. Very, very similar kind of people, which was wild. But yeah, like that's just a case of like therapists can usually see someone for who they are and like how they interact and stuff like that. So like if somebody recommends you someone and like they've known their inner workings and stuff like that, there's a good chance that they're a pretty good fit, you know? It's a lot better to have like a fucking recommendation like that versus say, oh, you know, I saw this person at a cafe. I really think that their scarf is really cool. Like, I like their taste and shit. I've seen them like carrying some books, or I've seen them like watching a show on their laptop or something like that. And I think we have the same interest. That's creepy as shit. But also like, on the flip side with that is it's like, you're only seeing what that person's allowing you to see presenting in public at that location, you know? So yeah, getting a literal recommendation on a friend, like most people don't get to have that. I went to a mixed school of girls and boys, so I can't relate, but sisters went to a girls only school. They said similar things like you have. That's so lovely. Yeah, no, I went to an all girls school, and it really sucked because like I really do get along better with guys than I do with girls, just because like I don't enjoy the kind of two-facedness that I seem to encounter a lot with girls. I am saying that like not all girls are like that, but my experiences are mostly like that. Usually I am like, if I manage to make friends with, you know, a female at some point somewhere, I usually find that what happens is I become like their like little secret kind of thing. I'm their like guilty pleasure friend not in that way. Fucking calm down, people. That, you know, they can go and be themselves with and enjoy being themselves with. And, like, they never want to introduce to their friends. They never want their boyfriend to get a look at. Like, they are just, like, deeply insecure about the friendship. Even though, like, I'm surface level with them all the time. So, you know, there's literally open book situation, you know. Let's I can tell happily snuggling both full flushes. No, I'll give all three of you pats because it sounds like you're going to doze off Viking. But yeah, usually what happens is, like, if I make friends with, say, let's say like a male coworker, for instance, and like we get along great, and then like at some point in time he mentions to his partner, girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever, right, that I am a girl, immediately they have to meet me. And then usually once they've met me, the irrational paranoia flicks in. So, hold on, what are we getting ambushed by? Snow hares. Nah, that's fine. So usually what happens is normally the partner's super hostile at me. Mega scarab mate. I might just send you backwards towards the group and bring everybody down here a bit. You come down here and I'm going to move you up. There we go. Yeah, no, normally the partner gets super hostile and it's like, you can't be friends with her. You need to, like, either stop being friends with her, you need to either quit your job, or, like, they'll always give them some kind of an ultimatum, which is shit. Because it's like, okay, like, I'm literally just one of the bros to this guy kind of thing, even though I'm a girl. But they don't see it that way. And I don't know if any of you guys have got a gun. Chase does. Chase, mate, can you... Yeah? There we go. Kangaroo's got a gun too. We're good. Yeah, so usually what happens is I end up having a friend that, like, mentions their partner. Then, like, they break up, or he leaves, or we can't socialize, which makes working together hard, stuff like that, you know. Any of those kind of scenarios. And then if it's a friend that's outside of, like, those sort of situations, like, again, it's like, how do you two know each other? How did you two meet? Like, it's a lot of, like, ugh. Just shit that I'm not interested in dealing with. And crap. And of course, you know, that sounds rather toxic, a sad way to lose a friend. It is. Also, welcome in, Joke Master. But, like, that's basically how a lot of my friendships have been. So, like, if I work with people, usually I get along with them, like, really well. Specifically if they're guys, I get along with them super well. Like, it's genuinely very wholesome. We all know where we stand and stuff, and it's nice. I appreciate that kind of thing. I value that kind of friendship. But then, yeah, as soon as one of the partners rocks up at work one day, or picks them up from work, or comes to one of the outings or something like that, bam, the person's either gotta, like, you know, stop being friends or leave or whatever, which is stupid. Just trying to see if anybody's got medical. I think somebody went back for medical stuff. Regal, maybe? I think you have... No. I think Tono might be our highest medical. You got a 3. I don't know, Kangaroo's working on it, maybe. Yeah, you got a medical of 3. Hold on. Are you only cleaning blood? Nobody can do doctoring for you, so... Everybody's got a medical of 3. Hold up a ticket. I need... Kangaroo can do handling. Where's your medical? Alright, yeah, nobody's set up for medical. Let's give you a small smick of medical abilities. There you go. Alright, they've got 11 hours. They've got, like, half a chance to, like, save Mega Scarab. Mega Scarab's one of my new people, so they're not very into the colony yet. But yeah, usually on the flip side, if I have female friends, like I said, usually it's like I am not, like, integrated into a bigger group. I am not introduced to their partner. I'm not left alone in the same room as their partner. By the way, I'm not like some kind of a man-hunting fucking woman, by the way. I don't give a fuck for people's existence. Like, I will have a conversation with somebody if I'm alone in a room with somebody, but like, I'm not going to go out of my way to go like hunt down somebody else's partner. I'm not interested, you know. But yeah, usually, eventually it just gets hostile and toxic, and I just can't be fucked with that shit. So I only just walk away from it. Which is always kind of sad. I just stopped starting to make friends with females after a while because it's usually just been not worth it. I think jealousy is a powerful thing. Yeah, it can be. My guy's girlfriend giving him ultimatum is low-key kind of abusive. Like, I can understand her initial concerns, but she's clearly addressing the concerns in a toxic way. See, here's the thing. It's not just like one guy. Like, there have been like a few, like, what's the multiples? Somebody knows this, right? What's the multiples of like 10 in like, I don't know, like in like up to like 20s and 30s of people and stuff like that. I don't know how to say that sentence, but like, it's like that. Like, I've had people's wives tell them that they have to change jobs. I've had people's fiancés get into actual arguments and break it off. I've had people that have quit and gone and work somewhere else. I've had people literally just come and ignore me at work and say that they can't talk to me and that their partner will be like dropping in randomly and stuff like that. Tens of dozens. Yeah, it's close enough. Like, that's generally my experience with like, you know, work friendships and stuff like that. Work drama and shit. People's partners and whatever. Yeah. After. This is why I said, like, I'm not personally seeking people's, like, friendships and shit anymore. Like, if I happen to genuinely, uniquely become friends with somebody, I'm open to it, obviously. But, like, I'm not trying for that. I'm not interested in putting much effort out to start a friendship. Like, generally the people that I'm friends with are pretty, like, self-confident and assured in themselves, or